Hey, how you doing, Andrew?
I'm very good, thanks. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you.
I really love how this is kind of a new take on Rocky from the original film. I'm curious how you came up with his voice and if Sam had any notes for you on how he wanted him to come across.
I mean, I came up with this voice by being born, ultimately, because it's just my voice. As much as I love doing dialects and voices and things like that, I normally just get hired to do this, which is very convenient. And then as far as just the character of Rocky and how it's evolved. I mean, in the first movie, he's much more the hotshot kind of Lone Ranger guy, and then he finds love, and he's like, oh wow, there's a whole other level to life. And now in this, he's a dad, and he's a girl dad, and so that whole kind of sensitive, doting father comes out, and it was all just very brilliantly written on the page. And so my job was just don't screw that up, just go do justice to what's been written. And Sam was so gracious and guides us all through that process.
I love too that he's so goofy, he's wild, he's not exactly a hero, he's just really earnest. Did you have fun playing around with that? Did it end up creating a lot of takes, or was it really just one and done kind of thing?
No. I mean, there were multiple takes of everything. Occasionally, there'd be a line where it was just like so straightforward, and you just, there's no real iteration or reiteration on it. But no, we would always kind of give ourselves time to unpack each line or each scene, and just making sure we're tonally and everything, we're hitting it on all cylinders. And also, Sam was really lovely and gave me moments of improvisation or going a little off script. And so yeah, it's so fun, man. I mean, I can't believe I get paid for this. Don't tell anybody that, but I it's a really great job.
I love to talk to him how he was talking about the influences, the fact of obviously there's a little bit of spy in here. There's a little bit of like maybe the dark 60s tone kind of thing. Does that influence your performance at all? I mean, or is that kind of a separate thing?
I don't know. I mean, again, for me, it's more about just addressing what's on the page. Whatever the influences of what ends up on the page are many. But those are all made by the creative team, the writers and Sam and the producers and everyone at Aardman. I show up and that's already pretty galvanized. And so then it's like, all right, well, just what is it saying? What is it saying tonally? What is it saying from its reference? What is it? And then just tapping into that and feeling pretty good. Like, I always felt pretty good when I would go into the VO booth that like I knew what I was intending to do. And then just trusting Sam to, push or pull any other little moment out of me. And, but yeah, I mean, I think the reason why it's a really great film is because it's made by a lot of really talented people, and they do. There's inspiration anywhere and everywhere you can find.
I love that you've done a number of animated roles over the years. Not starting, but back with Flynn all the way to today. Is there something you like doing about voice work? Like, is there something that it's a fun job, or is there something about it that draws you back?
Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, listen, my whole life I grew up watching animation. I mean, most of us at this point have, right? I've watched so many cartoons I can't even tell you. I literally couldn't even tell you the amount of hours logged watching cartoons on TV, in movie, cartoons, be it like drawn animated or stop motion animated. Massive fan of all of it. Have always done voices and dialects and things because of that in large part. So for me, always gravitated toward it. And also it's great. I can show up. I don't have to be shorn or showered even. I can just show up and it's just me, not that I wouldn't love to, work with the other actors while you're doing an animated movie, but typically you don't. And that's for myriad reasons. But what it does though, is it allows you, like, scheduling wise, you're kind of like, you can do it whenever you want. I mean, it's a pretty wonderful, it's a pretty wonderful work. what a wonderful gig.
Well, thank you very much for the time. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.
Absolutely. You too, man. Happy holidays.